welcome to another edition of WWE Updates, the Total Extreme Wrestling save, which started back in 2016, and we are now at Night of Champions 2019. So every title is going to be on the line, apart from the Intercontinental Championship. Unlike WWE, I didn't feel it was fair for a double champion to defend both belts, so the IC title won't be on the line. Every other title should be on the line tonight. We have 25 segments. Most of them are matches, I'll admit that. I'll just explain a lot of the feuds as we go along. There's a few promos near the end of the show just to hype up our main events. We've also got 2 pre-show matches as well, just really giving every match a good bit of time. We don't want squash matches here. We want every wrestler to get a good opportunity. Still cult size, but as I say, we are literally 2 weeks away from becoming national. We had a few weeks where I just had poor show ratings. It was like high 80s. Maybe about 85, 86, and we get dropped by one of our networks, so we don't actually broadcast Raw in the US, and no company will do a deal with us, so we're still in a great position despite this, which is bizarre, and I'm assuming once we do get to national again, and then global, we'll get those deals back, but we'll have a little bit of a cooling down period. 205 Live, I think, expires next week across the world. We're going to try and drop our show in Japan there, so we can just put the show on the network, because it's been good, it's been fun. Booking a few storylines on that. 2 main storylines you'll see, but we've had the likes of Noam Bar feuding again with Pete Dunne, and many other people's getting an opportunity. Matt Riddle's coming up the ranks on the roster. It's been good to give an opportunity to Mark Haskins with his manager Lana, and for Tyler Breeze getting a little push with Maxine as his manager. So it's 2 little things that happened on 205 Live. As I say, we are about all the brands tonight. This is Raw, this is SmackDown Live, this is 205 Live, this is Night of Champions, this is our night for our champions, and some other good feuds. Let's hit that play button. So 34,800 in the Pearse Stadium in Ireland again. Just for the way the industry and economy is going, it's still best served in the UK and Ireland. So close to a sellout here, so I went ahead and done it in Ireland again. Big feud we've had on 205 Live has basically saw the split of Akira Tozawa of Manny Andrade and Will Ospreay. So he's got a partner tonight for this tag match, which is Jushin Thunder Liger, who bizarrely can't be a part of 205 Live because he doesn't do B shows, so he'll be moving to SmackDown Live. But a guest performance here, and it was a good pre-show match that saw Liger and Tozawa defeat Andrade and Ospreay in 1407 when Tozawa defeated Ospreay with a German suplex. Jushin Thunder Liger being the weak link, obviously because of his age. But a BMS 72, so a decent matchup there. Good performances all round. Liger excluded, but overall, good matchup. Ospreay improves, Andrade improves, and this is going to be a heated feud going forward on 205 Live. Next up, saw the SmackDown Live Women's Championship on the line, and it was a pre-show bout that had good heat and good wrestling, and it saw Sasha defeat Mia Yim in 13:58 with pinfall, using the ropes for leverage. Sasha making the second defense of her SmackDown Live Women's Championship. Mia Yim, the ladies' women's Money in the Bank winner, of course, was attacked by Sasha Banks, who stole her contract and cashed it in on Nia Jax. She's became the champion. Mia has jumped from Raw to SmackDown to get an opportunity to get some revenge. Screwed here by Sasha, who had a worse performance because she's been slowed down by an injury, but she's living to fight another day. This feud is only just getting started, but these ladies are held back as well because of Sasha's injury. I expect them to hit them maybe into the B-minuses once they have properly got heat in this feud. Next up, and it is an absolutely amazing opener, which I did not expect to do as well as it has done. And it was an exceptional matchup that saw Seth Rollins defeat Drew McIntyre in 1948 by pinfall with God's Last Gift. In A89, it was a feud that was going to try and get Drew to the next level, and I was only going to make it a one-off, but if we're getting an A89 in the opener, I think we may try and extend this feud a little bit. As I say, we'll try and get Drew over a little bit. Seth suffered a strained biceps tendon, so that'll not keep him out of action, but it'll affect him for a few weeks. Drew's not suited to his gimmick, so I'm going to change that. Great chemistry, show off to a strong start, and it got the crowd hotter. The storyline gained a bit of heat. Drew's improving in flying skills, as you see here. If I just got my road agent notes, just made it a very slow-paced match. bit of heat behind it, made it open to try and protect Drew as possible, and bizarrely I get a lack of associated storyline, so I'm wondering if that storyline was more over, could we have seen that maybe even hit an A+? Well, that's going to be the aim going forward, but a great performance there. Seth picks up the win. Next up was the US title on the line, and it was an exceptional matchup that saw Rusev defeat Apollo Crews in 17:29 by the Accolade. Rusev makes the 7th defence of his US title. Make the crowd hotter again. Rusev's just dominating. Another title reign and defence there. Some decent performances, which doesn't really reflect the rating we got for it, but overall I'm happy. Again, the storyline just wasn't hot enough, so that's a worrying thing here. But your main man, Rusev, Ruru, retains the belt. Next up was About the Had good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd, and it saw Adam Cole defeat Aleister Black in 13:20 by pinfall with a flying crossbody following a distraction from his manager, Corey Graves. Adam Cole makes the 2nd defence of the European title. B-71, Adam Cole is looking a little bit stale, so we'll try and boost him up, maybe change his gimmick a little bit. But what we've done, I'm just going to check if I've tried before. No. What we've done is we've paired him up with Corey Graves, who has been promoting him well, try to get Adam Cole to that next level. And of course, it was Aleister Black's one of his first defeats here in the WWE. Yeah, just a good win for Cole. It's two guys we're going to try and push to the next level. Probably would get a higher rating in the future, just need to get the overness up a little bit more. Next up was the Cruiserweight Championship. It was an exceptional matchup, and it saw Grand Metalik defeat Marty Scurll in 14:55 by pinfall with the corkscrew somersault senton bomb. Grand Metalik making the first defence of the Cruiserweight title. This, of course, was Marty Scurll's rematch. These two have been back and forth on 205 Live. A B82, excellent chemistry between both. 93 performance for Grand Metalik, 84 for Marty Scurll. It only just started the storyline because I hadn't put it as a storyline. It was just random matches on 205 Live. And that lack of associated storyline probably took that down from a B to that maybe even could have been an A there. So I'm going to try that match again on 205 Live with the storyline. So this is going to go on and on and on. I think these two can make some brilliant matches together. Next up was the Shine Tag Team Championships. It was About the Had good wrestling, a decent reaction from the crowd, and it was the team of Dana Brooke and her protege, Chris Wolf, who defeated Aiko Ando and Arisa Nakajima 13:48 when Dana Brooke defeated Aiko Ando with a Samoan driver. Dana Brooke and Chris Wolf make their 2nd defence of the Women's Shine Tag Team titles. Chris Wolf was a weak link. Dana Brooke was the carried the match, which should never happen in real life. But B77, Dana's obviously bringing out exceptional performance after exceptional performance in 87. So she's just like probably the most over female in the game and probably the most talented, which is crazy. So I feel that putting her with these kind of lesser known names, lesser over names, can hopefully get them up to the next level where we can keep prospering the women's division. But no skill improvements there, negatives, just put momentum. Aiko Ando, but champs, retain here. After the matchup, just a dominant promo from Dana Brooke, just basically saying these two are the most dominant women in the WWE. No one from Raw, no one from SmackDown can beat them. She'll let the women's champion have their little run just now, but playtime is over when Brooke and Wolf are about. So A92, Dana comes across looking well. Chris didn't, but again, we'll build her up. Next up was the Trios Championship on the line, and it was About the Had some great wrestling and good heat. And it saw Tonga Uso and the Usos defeat Big E and the New Day in 12:50 when Tonga Uso defeated Kofi Kingston by using underhanded tactics. Tonga Uso and the Usos make their first defence of the Trios Championship. So B81, Samoan Pride reigns supreme. Great performance from Big E with a 90, so might need to move him again away from the New Day if he's getting those kind of ratings. And the Usos are doing fantastic. The addition of Tama Tonga has been great. And the storyline continues between them. Good little bit of gang warfare, shall you say, on SmackDown Live. Solid. Promo next from Christopher Daniels and AJ Styles, A92, your SmackDown Tag Team Champions. They, of course, defeated the Young Bucks to win the championships. Also the feud with Hero and Cesaro after the attack on AJ Styles left AJ injured, so they are going to defend their titles after arguments with Chris Jericho and what could be a blockbuster triple threat match. Want to make it TLC, just a ladder match, but AJ couldn't because of his declining physical ability. Match itself was exceptional, and it saw AJ Styles and Christopher Daniels defeat the Masters of Wrestling and the Young Bucks in 1601. The Young Bucks went first, followed by the Masters of Wrestling. AJ and Christopher Daniels making the first defence of the tag team titles. A91, phenomenal. Poor performances more so from Nick Jackson and AJ through age, but look at Christopher Daniels knocking that out with an 89. Still doing it at the age of 48 and save. Unbelievable. Fantastic talents there. Few negatives for declining physical ability. It's just a shame it's happened to AJ and Cesaro. Two guys that have pushed them in otherwise, but good matchup there. Good showcase for the tag division. Next up was just pretty much a match that was put together with people who weren't booked in feuds, just to give them a match on the pay-per-view and keep them happy. So an exceptional matchup, and it saw Daniel Bryan, Austin Aries, Dean Ambrose, Zack Sabre Jr. and Shane Strickland defeat The Miz, Bo Dallas, King Neville and the Revival in 1542 when Daniel Bryan defeated Dash Wilder by pinfall. A lot of over performances there, which is good to see. Strickland is trying to get to that next level, making a good job of it. Apart from that, a lot of skill improvements, that's what I always like to see as well. And of course, that's going to be hampered by the lack of associated hot storyline, but it was, again, just a showcase match to put people on the card. So nothing major there, no real feuds. A lot of these guys have really just been involved in filler for the last few weeks. Next up was a fatal 5-way for the Raw Women's Championship. That was a matchup that saw Bayley retain her championship by defeating Paige, Crazy Mary Dobson, Alexa Bliss and Liv Morgan when Bayley defeated Crazy Mary with the Rose Plant, making the second defence of her championship. The storyline continued but lost a bit of heat. A B77 rating here. It's usually putting the odds against the underdog Bayley. Crazy Mary has been in a bit of trouble in save, so instead of fighting her, we just decided we're going to job her out a bit, so she's going to get putting other people over. I feel Liv and Alexa after championship reigns have maybe lost a bit, so they were getting this opportunity and we'll look to improve them in the future. But overall, yeah, pretty happy. Next up was an exceptional matchup that saw Bray Wyatt defeat Braun Strowman in 18 minutes and 10 by pinfall with a standing senton splash. This matchup would have been a hardcore match, so it's going to hamper the rating. So B77, this is why it was where it was in the card. Bray off his game with an 87 performance to Braun's 90. Lost a bit of heat. Both guys are fairly sitting at the mid 80s in overness and not at the level we want, but it's kind of keeping them away for the main event scene, and we have to put them up to that main event again. A couple of good wins will get them there. The match was penalised for not meeting crowd's style. So hardcore, of course, will affect both, but I think it'll be a stellar match in real life. Next up, promo between Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns. Of course, Dean Ambrose is missing out on an opportunity for the Intercontinental Championship because Jinder Mahal is defending the world title against Roman Reigns. Dean Ambrose has said he has Roman Reigns' back and will make sure the big dog wins the World Heavyweight Championship. So A91, everyone comes out of this looking great, apart from our commentary team. That match is later tonight. Next up, an exceptional matchup saw Randy Orton defeat Kenny Omega in 14:31 by the RKO. B78 matchup, it's just a short storyline, it's just started, so it's really just going to take off. Randy gets opening win. From this, I say Kenny Omega's just going to hunt him down until he gets a bit of revenge. So that feud will continue on, probably through No Mercy, maybe even to Survivor Series. Probably a good bit of our tournaments we'll have in October. We'll see these two square off against each other as they try one more time taking Kenny to the main event. No skill improvements, few negatives, it done its job. Next up, promo from Sami Zayn. Basically, he was ambushed by Baron Corbin and then lost his title when Jinder Mahal cashed in. Does want his championship match. He does have a rematch down the line. But first, foremost, he's getting rid of Baron Corbin. So A92 for Sami Zayn. Matchup was pretty average. It was an exceptional matchup that saw Baron Corbin defeat Sami Zayn in 1939 with the End of Days. A disappointing B82 because of a lack of psychology, which really hampered the match. Both guys with great performances, and that's with Corbin off his game. It will make Baron Corbin look $1,000,000, but Sami Zayn back to square one, and that matchup would have probably got an A rating if it wasn't for the lack of psychology. So only negative for the future. A lot of WWE guys don't have the psychology stat needed to carry main events. Next up, John Cena promo, B+87. He says this is his chance. He is going to win the championship for the 17th time and become the greatest wrestler ever. He says he can feel it. Kevin Owens' days as champion are over, and he is going to be the new champion. So B+87 for that promo. Cena looked good. Short promo hyping John Cena and his 16 title wins. It's going to make everybody think this is it. This is John Cena's moment. This is John Cena's 17th title win. And an exceptional matchup. Kevin Owens beat John Cena in 1847 with a package pile driver, making the 5th defense of his championship. B+87 is okay. It couldn't be main event because Cena is really struggling in terms of his overness is okay, but his performances, his physical decline has really hampered Cena. So I can't really give him his 17th win at WrestleMania. So I'm either going to be post-Mania or possibly before then. But we'll see. I might try and fluke him a victory somehow down the line. But Cena was off his game. He was visibly tiring. Great performance from KO. A 72 from Cena. The end is nigh for John Boy. Next up, promo from Samoa Joe against Kota Ibushi. This is the #1 contendership for the WWE Championship. So who is going to face Samoa Joe going forward? This match should steal the show, hence going after it, so we'll get a better rating. A94 and Joe says he's going to prove he's the dominant guy, and then it's going to be between him and his friend Kevin Owens at Hell in a Cell. The match was exceptional, and it saw Kota Ibushi and Samoa Joe draw in a 30-minute double countout, which got us an A93 matchup. Fantastic. Storyline advances, both guys with great performances. Joe improving in technical. He's 40 and he's not declined a bit, which is great to see. After this, Triple H comes out. He doesn't announce himself as the new authority figure. He announces that because we didn't have a new #1 contender, Kevin Owens will defend his championship at Hell in a Cell in a 6-man Hell in a Cell Armageddon style type matchup, which will feature Ibushi, Samoa Joe, the other superstars, yet to be determined. As much as it is going to be a 6-man Hell in a Cell, I probably won't book it that way. I'll probably just do a 6-man match, but we'll pretend it's a Hell in a Cell. So we get a good rating, because Hell in a Cell really hampers the rating in this save, which is quite annoying. So yeah, got that to look forward to at Hell in a Cell, the Raw pay-per-view, in just 2 weeks' time in game. So next video will be that Hell in a Cell match between 6 of the top Raw superstars. So our main event, Roman Reigns and Jinder Mahal. Roman Reigns' promo, look at a B+87. He's just saying, this is my yard. It's time for him to take the championship back and show that Jinder Mahal was just a fluke. Worried how this match will do. Done okay, it was an exceptional matchup. And I saw Jinder Mahal defeat Roman Reigns in 26-16 with a Karachi Valley driver after Roman Reigns was turned on by Dean Ambrose. Jinder Mahal makes his first championship defense. Dean Ambrose has basically had enough of Roman Reigns. He screwed him out of the championship. The match suffered from a lack of psychology, so you're thinking if this had someone with psychology in it, we possibly could have Jinder Mahal with an A matchup, an A+ matchup. But good performance, 96 from Roman, 88 from Jinder Mahal. Jinder improves technical. Few negatives, but overall it's a decent main event. Dean Ambrose, 11 segments. He is completely turning heel. The turn was a complete success, so that's good. We've had a few shock turns that have just been jaded and unsuccessful, but that's great to see. Now Dean Ambrose is going to have a career resurgence as him and Roman are going to tear the effing house down. So good segment there, and we end the show with Dean Ambrose beating the crap out of Roman Reigns. So overall, the show got an A89, possibly would have been higher should Samoa Joe and Kota be the main event. But the main thing is we've managed to increase our pop in 17 regions, and that's with, let's say, a few 88 rated matchups. Disappointing to say that Cena and KO went 87 as well. It's been a poor little month. September's been poor. A lot of 78 matches and 80 rated matches. Not been hitting the high 90s that we've had previously. Maybe we just need to make guys a little bit more effective, more stronger, more over, and less 50-50 booking. But hey, it's something I need to learn. Maybe we just need some new stars because maybe our fans are sick of seeing the same guys in the main event. So we'll go Kota, Ibushi, and we'll go Samoa Joe. Would help if I wasn't lazy and actually got up from my keyboard there. I think we do need to look at getting a lot more guys over in terms of psychology. People that have got great psychology need to be main eventing. So when they face these guys who don't have the psychology skills, they can pass over that psychology stat and hopefully they'll get those workers over. But both guys are pleased. I'm, as I said, very delighted that was at least gaining pop in regions. And we'll go back to our main menu screen for the 4th week of September and we'll be able to confirm a few things. Seth Rollins will still be able to work through that, that's good to see. A couple of guys, Portia Perez is on the rise, but she's retired. Work that one out game. Let's have a look here, anything else? Madison Rain on maternity leave. Night of Champions really struck gold with the show, so that's good to see. So 205 Live will one more week on our various networks and then we'll let that go. I'll try and break the deal, as I said. We've tried to defend Chris Hero here against TNA and New Japan and Dragon Gate, so I'm going to offer him a new contract again. DirecTV were unhappy. The Night of Champions wasn't high, but it's our fault for having a lot of big networks on primetime TV. John Cena thinks Arisa Nakajima doesn't connect with the fans. Mia Yim is a natural talker, according to Samoa Joe. Same Dean Ambrose likes her, and so does AJ Styles, so could there be a massive push in the works for Mia Yim? She is still only 30, so plenty of time to push her. Maybe just needs a bit of overness in certain areas, but yeah, this is her time to shine. I'll keep that there, so remember to do the hero contract after the video. Top company, 100 prestige, 89 momentum, tons of money, couple of unhappy people, but it's people that aren't being used. Havoc might push back to, might even push him to 205 Live, depending if we can get his size down. A few other wrestlers, just where do you fit them in? It's Kurt Hawkins. I think Brian's a weird one, so we'll give him a bit of money anyway, just to try and cheer him up. Disappointing, thinks he's best for the IC title. Although the IC title is probably one of the most prestigious titles in the game at the moment. Size wise, as I say, 8 days, so by the time we get to the next pay-per-view, we will indeed be back at National and then on our way to the next level. Really over in Japan, a few places in the US not great. England and the UK needs to go up a bit, but yeah, things are looking okay. Let's have a look here. Seth Rollins is 26 days on his injury, so that's not too bad. Ashley Lane's going to be out for 8 months with maternity. Cesaro's nearly back to full fitness, which is good to see. There's a poor injuries there for Davey Richards and Sasha, and of course Becky out with an anterior cruciate ligament sprain for another 2 days, 6 days for Angelico. Apart from that, don't really think there's much else to cover. As I say, we are on a good roll here. We are heading towards the next pay-per-view, which is going to be Hell in a Cell, first week of October. Then we'll have No Mercy, and then in that big frame between No Mercy and Survivor Series. Some of these tournaments shall return: the Grand Prix, the Cruiserweight Classic, Tag Team Invitational, and the War of the Women's. Any other ideas you've got for tournaments, let me know. See if we can fit something in. And of course, just to prove it, Intercontinental Championship, 100 overness, Jinder Mahal. World Heavyweight, 82, Jinder Mahal. WWE Championship, 95. So the most prestigious championship in the WWE at the moment is Jinder Mahal's IC title. Who would have thought that? And I didn't even defend the Raw Tag Team Champions because the tag division's looking good, but time constraints. And we'll give, as I say, the Rhodes Brothers a good matchup this coming episode of Monday Night Raw. As always, guys, cheers for watching. It's much appreciated. Any likes, comments, subscriptions are always deeply appreciated, as I always say. Try to get back to as much as I can, whether it be messages on here or whether it be tweets at 21Maxwell. And of course, if you want to follow some more TW stuff, there's a lot of great bookers on the Fantasy Bookers subreddit. And likewise, not just content and video content, but also written content on the Gradle software forums, including great mods created by a few different guys with, no need to introduce them, the likes of Fleisch, The Who, Matt Shannon, and various other guys. So you've got historical mods as well, and a lot of great graphics gurus over there as well. So if you want to pimp your game out, check out the forums. There's some good stuff there. Guys always keeping the mods and the face packs up to date. So kudos to them, great job they do, keeping it fresh for myself and the rest of the community. All I can say, guys, is keep enjoying this, and hopefully, if this goes out when I think it is, we should only be a few weeks away from SummerSlam, so please WWE, give us a good card. Until then, guys, thanks for watching, and I shall see you next time, hopefully for Hell in the Cell in that 6-man match. Take it easy. Bye bye.